Disclaimer: the following podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not medical advice and should not be taken as such. Always consult with a qualified healthcare professional before making any decisions about supplements, peptides, or health protocols. Today we're going to explore the world of follistatin peptides. This is a fascinating compound that has captured the attention of scientists, athletes, and biohackers alike. Follistatin is a naturally occurring protein in the body that plays a critical role in regulating muscle growth, fat metabolism, and even fertility. When used in peptide form, researchers are studying whether it can help unlock new levels of performance, recovery, and body composition changes. To understand follistatin, we first need to understand its relationship with a molecule called myostatin. Myostatin is a protein that acts like a brake on muscle growth. It prevents muscles from becoming too large. Follistatin binds to myostatin and inhibits its activity. When myostatin is blocked, the brakes on muscle growth are lifted, allowing muscle fibers to grow larger and stronger. This discovery opened up a whole new field of study in performance science. The origins of follistatin go back to fertility research. It was first discovered in the ovaries, where it played a role in regulating hormones. Later, researchers found it in other tissues throughout the body, including the muscles. Once the connection between follistatin and myostatin was revealed, the fitness and bodybuilding communities began to pay close attention. One of the most striking observations comes from animal studies. Mice that lack myostatin naturally grow extremely large muscles. When follistatin is introduced, similar effects are seen. Muscle mass increases significantly, sometimes without extra training. Of course, human biology is more complex, but the principle remains the same. By controlling the balance between myostatin and follistatin, muscle development can be influenced in profound ways. Now, let's talk about the potential benefits of follistatin peptides. The most obvious is muscle growth. People who struggle to gain lean mass despite training may find follistatin an interesting subject of study. Another area of research is fat metabolism. Some studies suggest follistatin might improve insulin sensitivity and reduce fat accumulation. This makes it appealing not only to athletes but also to people interested in metabolic health. There is also research into follistatin's role in tissue repair. Muscles and connective tissues damaged by injury may recover faster when follistatin is present in higher amounts. For those recovering from surgery, accidents, or intense training, this is an exciting possibility. But like all things, there are risks and unknowns. Follistatin peptides are still experimental. Much of the data comes from animal studies or limited human trials. We do not yet know the long-term consequences of artificially increasing follistatin levels. There are concerns about organ enlargement, off-target effects, and imbalances in other growth pathways. Because it interacts with multiple proteins beyond myostatin, the downstream effects could be unpredictable. Delivery methods are another area of study. Some labs use injectable forms, while others experiment with gene therapy or oral peptides. The body's natural regulation systems are complex, and simply introducing more follistatin does not guarantee consistent outcomes. Bioavailability, dosage, and half-life are all factors that researchers continue to investigate. From a performance standpoint, follistatin has sparked controversy. In sports, It could theoretically give athletes an unfair advantage by rapidly enhancing muscle growth. For this reason, organizations like the World Anti-Doping Agency monitor research closely and often ban substances that manipulate the myostatin pathway. This places follistatin in a gray zone where ethics, safety, and competitive fairness collide. Beyond athletics, follistatin may hold therapeutic promise. Researchers are investigating its potential in muscle-wasting conditions such as muscular dystrophy or age-related sarcopenia. For patients who lose muscle mass due to disease or aging, follistatin might one day be part of a treatment strategy. This is one of the most promising areas of medical research in the peptide field. Let's consider lifestyle factors. While follistatin peptides are intriguing, they are not a replacement for training, nutrition, and recovery. Exercise itself naturally influences follistatin levels in the body. Resistance training, for example, can shift the balance toward muscle growth by affecting these pathways. A healthy diet rich in protein, recovery strategies like sleep, and managing stress all play into how effective muscle-building signals are received by the body. It's also worth noting that follistatin interacts with other growth factors, including activins and members of the TGF-beta family. This means it has broader effects beyond muscles. Fertility, organ development, and even skin health may be influenced by follistatin. Researchers continue to untangle the complexity of these interactions. When we zoom out, follistatin is part of a larger picture of peptide science. Just like BPC 157 is known for healing, or growth hormone secretagogues for recovery and fat loss, follistatin is being explored for its unique ability to override genetic limitations on muscle size. It represents the frontier of biohacking and medicine. But with that frontier comes caution. The enthusiasm of the fitness community sometimes runs ahead of the science. While anecdotal reports of increased muscle mass exist, controlled clinical trials are limited. Until more evidence is available, follistatin remains experimental. Imagine what the future could look like if follistatin research continues to advance. Athletes recovering from injury could return to the field faster. Elderly individuals could maintain strength and independence longer. Patients with debilitating muscle conditions might regain mobility. At the same time, new ethical questions will emerge. Should enhancement beyond natural limits be allowed? What are the consequences for fairness, health, and human biology? The fascination with follistatin comes down to one idea: control. Control over muscle size, control over aging, control over recovery. It is the dream of optimizing the body beyond what evolution provided. But nature is full of checks and balances. Removing one brake may unleash power, but it can also create imbalance. This is why careful research, regulation, and respect for biology are so important. In conclusion, follistatin peptides are one of the most exciting and controversial topics in the peptide world today. They offer the possibility of extraordinary muscle growth, fat regulation, and therapeutic uses, but they also carry unknown risks and ethical dilemmas. As science progresses, we may discover safe and effective ways to harness follistatin's potential, but for now, the story is still being written. Disclaimer: this podcast is not medical advice. It is for educational purposes only. Consult with a qualified healthcare professional before making any decisions related to peptides, supplements, or health strategies. Thanks for listening, keep learning, and stay curious.